Hey there, comic friends. It is yet another Wednesday, and therefore another episode of TGIW. Thank God it is Wednesday. So we have a little bit more reasonable week this week. And actually, if it wasn't for Future State, which I know it's cheating, say, if it wasn't for this chunk of books, it would be a light week. But if it wasn't for this chunk of books, it would be a pretty light week. Taking Future State out, my week only looks like this. That's crazy. I haven't had a week like that in a while, and even this for the past couple weeks I've had is not completely unreasonable. But keeping in mind that Future State is a temporary thing, and I went all in on Future State just because I wanted to care about something DC again. It's been a while since I've really cared about anything in the DC universe. Batman has been good. Aquaman has been fine. But I haven't seen a lot of these other DC characters in a while, even though these aren't those DC characters. But being able to play around in the DC universe a little bit again, even though it's not the real DC universe, is something I've been looking forward to. So I decided to go all in on Future State. But between that and, there's some King in Black tie-ins. Yeah. So 3 King in Black tie-ins. So really, if you take those out, this would actually have been my week. Wow, amazing. But this it is. Here's temporary stuff. Here's like long-term stuff. My temporary stuff is more than my actual stuff. So I am planning on trimming down a little bit, especially after these events get done. I mean, once the events get done, then those are out, obviously. But if you look at the remainder, take out the Marvel and DC event stuff. I'll obviously go over these individually, but that's a duplicate. The majority of these are indie titles. I think I'm getting more enjoyment out of indie titles these days than I am out of superhero titles. So I think I'm going to make some hard decisions and trim out some of the like the superhero stuff. I get real blurry. I got real blurry. Unblurry. There we go. What that was about. And I have some ideas of things I want to cut. I've already cut Legion of Superheroes and Superman, as you can guess, because I've been complaining about those every time I get them. But there's some other ones that there's going to be some hard choices. There's going to be some hard choices in there. But anyway, since I flipped through these, let's go ahead and start with these. Immortal Hulk, number 42. So I believe this is ending at 50, which is really too bad because this is one of my favorite ongoing Marvel titles right now. I got the nullified variant. It was really tough because there was another variant that was very reminiscent of a Tales to Astonish cover, and I love Tales to Astonish. I only got one. I did it. And then Amazing Spider-Man is the other main Marvel title that I got. So we're still in Last Remains, Postmortem. So there was, this is such a long arc. Like Last Remains is the follow-up to Sin Eater, but Last Remains Postmortem. So the follow-up has a follow-up. Like, come on, let's wrap it up. Then Devil's Red Bride, number 4. This has been another fantastic indie book. This is Vault, yes. It's been Vault and Aftershock. Killing it. This is probably what I'm most excited about reading, Homesick Pilots. I haven't felt about a number 1 in a long time since I read, like when I read Homesick Pilots number 1. This I did get both regular covers, no variant covers. This is the normal cover. I think. But this was just too cool with the house bleeding. So I did pick up a variant of that. Origins number 3. So I'll say this about Origins. Like I read the first issue, and I may have talked about this before. I read the first issue, and I was not real impressed. I didn't really expect to be picking up any more of them. And then, for whatever reason, I happened to pick up an issue 2, and it was banging. It was really, really good. They, I think they did a poor job of issue 1. They needed to put more of what the hook of the story was in issue 1, which there was none of it. It was not interesting at all. There's no hint of what was going on or what the big catch was of the series, which you need to have at least a little bit of that in a number 1. But Origins didn't have that. For whatever reason, I picked up number 2, and I read it, and it was great. So I decided I'm going to go ahead and go with the rest of the series. It's a mini. It's only 6 issues long, so it'll be fine. And then I picked up Haha number 1, which is it's a bunch of little stories about clowns. I have no idea what to expect with this. I think I read it's by the same person who put together Ice Cream Man. I don't really know anything about Ice Cream Man either, so that doesn't really help a lot. But I read this listed for it, and it sounded interesting, so I picked it up. So the rest is all tie-in stuff for the most part. The Union number 2. The Union is its own thing. It just happens to be a King in Black tie-in, from what I understand. So after King in Black is done, the Union is going to continue, even though it's a limited series, which seems kind of weird. It's kind of the opposite of Atlantis Attacks, right? Atlantis Attacks was its own miniseries, but the last issue or 2, I think just the last issue, ended up being a King in Black tie-in, which was kind of weird. The first so many issues of the Union is going to be King in Black, and then it's going to go to do its own thing, which is really weird. Because usually when you have a limited series, it's telling one story. But how is the Union going to work if it's telling part of a King in Black story and part of whatever the actual Union story is? We'll see. Planet of the Symbiotes. This is a strict tie-in. A lot of names credited here, so I'm guessing there's a lot of artists. Chapman Thierry, Rosenberg. Rosenberg. I haven't seen Rosenberg in a while. He did a pretty extensive run on Punisher for a bit. But I don't know what to expect from this. I'm guessing it's just sort of general state of the world stuff during this event. And Gwen versus Carnage. I don't have any idea what's going on with Spider-Gwen. Does she have a symbiote like in her main title, or is this part of the King in Black stuff? I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't read Spider-Gwen, so I don't know. And then Future State stuff. So I read the Future State stuff from last week, and it was pretty hit or miss. There were some. It was fine. It was interesting, and I love alternate reality stuff. I love peek into the future type stuff, which this is. So, Robin Eternal. I don't know if this is Damian or some other Robin. I'm not sure. Superman, Wonder Woman. The Wonder Woman book was probably one of my favorites of last week, so I'm interested to read this and get more of that Wonder Woman. Kara Zor-El, Superwoman. So the now Supergirl, much like it's John Kent, the now Superboy, being Superman. Justice League. This makes sense. So we have. I'm not sure who everyone is. I think is that. Yeah. I'm not sure of all of them. I don't know if we've seen all of them in Future State yet. Most of them, but Green Lantern. It's been a long time since I read anything Green Lantern. A long time. Dark Detective. So I'm not sure who this is, because isn't the new Batman or the next Batman or whatever, isn't that Tim Drake or one of the or Tim Fox. This is not Tim Fox. So I'm not sure what's going on with this. And then Teen Titans, which it kind of looks to mostly be like the Titans now. So they wouldn't be teenagers. I don't know. Again, Future State stuff. I'm going in. I'm joining a brand new world. Evidently, it was. This is probably common knowledge to everyone but me. But spun out of death metal, or like I haven't been reading death metal, so I don't know what's going on there. But according to the little blurb that's at the front of all of these, like out of the events of death metal, this whatever, but it doesn't have anything to do with death metal. Thank goodness. It's just it's little. Let's take a look into the future. What could it be like? Sort of thing. But that's it. A fairly reasonable week. I'm fairly happy with it. It's a nice mix of stuff. A lot of indie stuff. So I got Image, Boom, some Vault. Nothing from Aftershock this week, but excited about that. The King in Black stuff has been fun. Future State, what I've read is okay. But I'm interested. So. But that's really it. Kind of a short week. I don't have a whole lot of extra stuff to talk about or go into. So I guess I'll keep it kind of short for today. So as always, like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification thing. Let me know what you think. What do you think of Future State? If you read any of it, I am curious to see. I haven't really talked to anybody about Future State since it's been out. And let me know what you think of King in Black. I don't think we've really had that discussion. And just any other thoughts you have on this week, either my pickups or your own pickups. If there's anything I missed that you think I should be getting, but let me know. And as always, don't forget to make yours Titan. This video was brought to you by Titan Comic Pressing. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Titan Comic Pressing LLC.